creates a really good look, actually. I even like it without the sound panels. But today we're kind of doing our closing of the year episode. Connor was literally telling me before we started, he's like, Jordan, I have no idea what to say. And that is because we've both been just super busy. I mean, in case you guys haven't noticed, I've had to do a couple episodes alone. That's because Connor has been like literally traveling for like weeks.
Months.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
Collectively months. There you go. There's my curly hair just.
Yep. There it is. And
popping out.
And we have the monitor right over here. Maybe one day we'll give you guys a behind the scenes tour, but we did we already done it on Instagram.
That's not much.
I still like it. It's cool to see. I think a lot of people when they come into the studio, they think it's gonna be super big, but we've really utilized this space well.
Yeah, we have.
We've done a very good job. So it's not impressive in the sense that it's huge. It's impressive because of what we've done with it. But anyway, I digress. Just kind of wanted to take a moment to wrap up this year because this will be our last podcast of the year. We have families that we want to spend time with.
We do.
We both are burned out to no end. All the amazing podcasts and the amazing guests that you've seen have been, we've had a lot of pre-recorded stuff. So when Connor's been out of town, those have been ready to go. And thanks to Connor, they get out to you guys and you guys get to enjoy them. So Connor deserves a lot of credit. And I'm not just saying that to be nice.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. But I mean, for me, the one thing I do just want to say that I feel like I've learned from our guests, because I think I've always had this idea of politicians being just very, just snakes. But I think I've broadened my viewpoint when it comes to local politicians, where a lot of them are just kind of not average people, but they're average people with really interesting stories. And so I've really enjoyed that. And a second thing too is that, a couple of the people that we've had on here are not like these nationally well-known people. I think we had our last guest of this year was Kristen Burris. She's not a well-known commentator or she's no conservative commentator for that matter, but she had an amazing story. And we want to do that more. Like, I don't care how big we get. I want those stories, the ones that are on the ground. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, kind of getting your everyday person's stories. We've met quite a bit of them. Yeah. Going around, and honestly, they just keep introducing us to more people who have more stories, more experiences, and more things that we think other people should know about. But I think that's probably what's different. You mentioned the politicians that we had on. I think that what's different about them is that the fame doesn't really come with it on the local level. Like maybe around town, you might be known because your signs have been posted everywhere. But on the national level, like we've been starting to see a prerequisite. It seems you have to have like you need to be an influencer to be a politician, which is just it's a weird day and age.
It is. You're right about that.
So kind of happy to talk to people that are that know what grass feels like.
Yeah, they don't have to just like describe grass from their ivory tower. They can actually get on the lawn there and know what it feels like, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, I agree with you. And as for 2023, we have hinted at some pretty great stuff, and a couple of our goals. And Connor, you can jump in if I've gotten this wrong. We're both running on not much at this point, but we have some pretty good guests, and I think one of them, I'm not going to say who, but we have one that has to do with a pretty big Supreme Court case that we're pretty excited to talk about. We have another guest that's coming that's going to talk to us about the legalities of Roe v. Wade, which I think is really interesting compared to just talking about abortion overall. we are also working, and this one is a bit more iffy, just being honest, is like getting some people that disagree with us to come and talk with us. And we're really excited about it, by the way. Not so that we can embarrass them or make them look bad.
Or get embarrassed.
We might get embarrassed ourselves. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put it past myself to do that.
No.
But we're all about civil conversation, and we're really happy that people have reached out and want to do that and feel comfortable enough. And so we take that very seriously. And I mean, I just appreciate it.
Yeah,
greatly.
No, I definitely appreciate it too.
Yeah. So that's another exciting thing. And, there'll still be segments of Connor and I doing some News Corner episodes, but we have noticed people really like the guests, and we really like them too.
Yeah, no, we do.
We love them. And so we're going to make sure that is something that is in our regular rotation, because we are not that smart. But we have other people that are subject matter experts or have interesting stories to tell, and we want to be a platform to allow them to tell them, or maybe even debate us as well, because I'm sure there's stuff that we will not agree with. Yeah,
no, I mean, we already said it. It's been great getting to meet all the different guests and hear all their different stories. And I think part of the reason for the burnout is in the summer we switched to a once a week episode, and my hat goes off to all the podcasters or anybody out there that does any type of show that's pushing content out weekly or daily.
It's crazy. I mean, we struggle, and this is being kind of just very transparent to take you on our journey with us, but like, we're a pretty small team. We have 4 people. We're adding a 5th person to do more web stuff, but it's a small team, and Connor does a lot of the back end stuff. So if you're on social media, you'll be interacting with me, or if you have an inquiry, our manager handles those, because Lord knows we cannot handle them. So it's a lot of work, and we both have full-time jobs, and as if you guys watched the last episode, I had the flu. It was a bad case of the flu, and I made it. Yay! We were talking about that downstairs, about what happened with that. Maybe, I don't know. We don't need to discuss that. But I did want to mention too, we're also doing some more lighthearted topics. We want to talk about health. Who knows? Might talk about marriage. Who knows? Like, there's other topics out there besides just politics. We definitely want to.
I think people, as mainstream as politics has begun, we don't want that to become our sole focus. But the thing is that it tends to make its way into the spotlight.
It does.
As important topics come out, and as Project Veritas keeps releasing videos of teachers and everything else that happens, and Elon Musk is dumping Twitter files, like that type of stuff is just
important.
It's important to the culture, and it's going to just make its way into the spotlight, and so we'll cover it. But I don't think I see either of us being full-time political coverage.
I'll definitely always have an interest in politics, because I love politics. But I have a really strong interest in culture. And another thing too that we are going to branch more into, and I've talked to some people already, is getting into religion, world religion. That's also really important, because if you notice with politics, local politics is important, yes, and national politics important, yes, but I think it's important to understand the surrounding religions and worldviews, and then having an appreciation or a lack of appreciation for our political system and the worldview that shapes those political systems. So again, we want this to be a podcast for people that like politics, but also like culture, and also like religion, and also like to talk about other things besides politics. No pop culture, though. Not a ton of pop culture from us.
No, not too much. Maybe some reactions to some of the pop
yes,
culture
okay,
stuff that's
definitely
been out
reactions to pop.
Because
some of
the pop culture has been directly influenced by politics.
Well, I don't know. So here's something super embarrassing. I spent way too much time. I watched an episode and a half of Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary. It was painful.
You just go watch the Kardashians and the Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I would say that this is slightly more entertaining. I think it's more entertaining, but it wasn't anything revolutionary. I hate to say it. I don't think I'll end up finishing it, because it's 6 episodes, 1 hour each. So this is 6 hours of content.
That's 6 episodes, 1 hour each too long.
I know.
Can't do it.
Do you know how much money they got paid to do this? Take a guess. Take a guess how much?
I'm going to say tens of millions.
100 million.
100 million?
100 million. It pays to be a victim. And I think that's, again, pop culture does have some level of importance because these celebrities do shape some of the mentalities that we have, but I don't know, this is maybe just an opinion. I feel like Candace Owens, now I feel like all she does is talk about pop culture, which is getting to be a little, it's getting to be a little much for me. I'm not sure if I want to go down the same route. No complete hate towards Candace Owens in that regard. I just don't find it, compared to all the other Daily Wire hosts, I'm like, this is not as...
Yeah, there's other content providers out there that are doing a good job of pointing out pop culture issues.
Yeah,
so
agreed. But anyway, we want to wish you not a happy holidays, but a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to stay skeptical always, especially around your relatives, your liberal relatives, your leftist relatives.
Start some fights.
Start a fight or two and tell us about it. You can email us at residentskeptics@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you're like, I want more episodes, but we're not posting any, well, guess what? You can go down the archives and look at some of our amazing guests. They are good podcasts. It'd be kind of awkward if I was like, no, they're not good. Some of them are better than others, but I do say I like all of them, so make sure you go check them out in the meantime.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That is a wrap for 2022.
Feels good.
Does feel good.
It does.
All right. See you guys next year.
I'm gonna go to bed. Well, not here. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, you gotta
take off.
Go home, then go to sleep.
I put on a ton of makeup today. Tons of makeup.
Same all the time. All the makeup.
That's the thing, though. When I look in the camera, like, it doesn't look like